Welcome to ChinnyVision, time for some 8-bit fun with the MSX. A little while back I decided to just play some random games on the BBC Micro, and that seemed to go down quite well. So I thought I'd do this with the MSX instead, with random games on my SD card, the ROMs, or games that have been converted to ROMs, up to 32K. I'm going to start in this directory here. Just close my eyes and move the joystick around. Right, so R727, I think that said. No idea what this is going to be. Konami. We've got a Konami game. That's a good start. Remember, these are MSX1 ROMs up to 32K. Kings Valley. A game I've heard of but never played. Colourful graphics, and off we go. Nice little tune running. Right, what I've got to do? I'm in some kind of tune. Oh, what's that? Well, that kills me. Presumably that's some kind of baddie. Right, okay, I see. You're going to get the treasure and avoid the baddies. It's like a side-on Oh Mummy almost. Right, collect that. Oh, nice animation on the sprites. Of course, the MSX has sprite hardware, but not every game uses them. Am I trapped? I'm trapped. The rule is, on this, that I play one game and that's it. So there's no practice. So I forwarded it on. Up there. Jump up there. So there's no preparation, no reading the instructions. Just see what these games are like. It's quite enjoyable, this is. And it's very well presented. This must have been a cartridge game originally. A little bit fiddly to get up and down the steps. You have to go along and then hold down at the same time as well. Right, how do I get back into the door there? Oh, the door's activated. And we go off level 1. Pyramid 1. Pyramid's map. Take all those levels to get through. I'm not going to get that far. Remember, it's 1 credit only today on this random game selection. Right, what do these pickaxes do? Do I use those to kill baddies? Don't drop down there. Can I go off the side of the screen over there? Is it going to scroll? Oh, dagger. What's the dagger do? Presumably I can... Ah, I throw the dagger. Oh, that you get the dagger back. How lovely. I presume I can't pick up a pickaxe at the same time as the dagger. So it's dagger or pickaxe. Presumably each one of these levels gets slightly bigger as well, and you're solving puzzles to get all the treasure. Because there's doors as well, so presumably there's keys to get through the doors. See, how do you get to that pickaxe there? Those baddies move quite fast. This is rather a lovely game. I mean, I've seen games like this, but I've never played this one before. It's Konami, so you're expecting it to be polished. I wonder if it's got a port to other systems. Just a little bit annoying getting up the steps. Up I go. Which is annoying when a mummy's chasing you. Assuming they are mummies. It's a bit like when the baddies chase you in Bruce Lee. Same kind of thing. So that's so I've used my credit up there. That Kings Valley, quite a nice game. Want to explore that a bit more. Move to a different directory. Close my eyes again. Wonder where we're going to end up. Is this what I think it's going to be? Did the MSX get a port of Manic Miner? Yes, it did. And looking pretty identical to the Spectrum version here. As it should do, actually. MSX1 has a very similar palette. Game design by Matthew Smith. MSX version by Cameron Else. And a bit more tuneful than the Spectrum version. Off we go. Not using the hardware sprites at all, so it's a little bit jerky. It looks exactly like the Spectrum version though, without colour clash. Slightly nicer colours. Playing this on my MSX2, by the way, my Sony HitBit. It all seems... it's Manic Miner. It's a completely authentic port, and graphically, I'd probably get chased out of town for saying this. Probably play this in preference over the Spectrum version because it's just as colourful, but it's just a bit nicer. Right, over to the A to C directory, because all the games are split up so the card isn't too slow. Albatross. No idea. No idea at all. Right, okay, it's going to be a golf game. Or a game with a giant sphere thing. There's a flag on the horizon there, so it's golf, isn't it? Ooh, what's this? Some kind of interface. Looks like a early Mac. Right, so I have to put my name in, presumably. Got beginners, or you... okay, so if you want extra courses, you have to load... this must have been a ROM game originally, but you load in extra courses on sale from tape. Oh, it's top down. Interesting. I was expecting something a bit more like leaderboard. Must be more sensible golf, but you can't see a character. Oh, right, that's flashing down there, so you press fire to say where you want to hit the ball. And you've got your club type as well, just getting hang on the controls here. And then you press fire again to say where the left and right you want to hit the ball. Power. That didn't go very far at all. Got to hit it 352 metres, and I hit it not very fast. Try again. Oh, that's a bit better. Not much, though. Oh, in the bunker. This is quite nice. Do you know what this reminds me of? That came out far later. Mario Golf on the Game Boy Color. A game I actually had quite a bit of fun with. I bought a Game Boy Color when they were very, very, very cheap. And it came with a copy of Mario Golf. And I seem to remember spending a holiday 12, 13 years ago just playing Mario Golf in every spare moment. Actually, Game Boy Colors are very quite expensive these days. Got the ball in. They polished this. It's a random game selection, but so far I've had 2 proper MSX games, not specky ports. Well, I've had Manic Miner as well, but Manic Miner is still very polished and very nice. Right, so hit the ball. Got all the usual club things there. So I'm going to do 1 wood. Oh, I've got plenty of length on there. It's going to go off. It hasn't gone off. Ah, it's in the rough. This is in the rough. You don't get those annoying redraws between shots because the game scrolls with the ball using the MSX's hardware. Again, you forget how capable these systems are when used properly. If you use them badly, they end up just looking like bad Spectrum games. Off with another game. Desolator. I didn't really catch that because I had my eyes closed. Desolator. Right, Desolator by Colin Dooley. Presumably not of the early 80s pop band, or 1970s pop band. Oh, look. Okay, right. This looks very, very familiar, doesn't it? Oh, isn't this fast? I don't know if this is a commercial game or a homebrew port, but no idea. Very nice. Right, speed it goes. Wow. Sorry, I'm getting wrapped up in the game here. This is rather good. Wave 2, right. Right, so we've got a different baddie on level 2. So what's he going to be doing? Got the standard baddies there. It's a direct clone, as it looks like. But it's very well done. Again, MSX hardware scrolling. Looks like MSX sprites as well. They're moving around at quite a speed. Oh, explosion. I'm dead. I go on to wave 4. really ramping up the difficulty now. And I'm dead. Ooh, a lot of concentration. It's so fast. And then with the capture delay as well, I'm dead. That's Desolator. A game that's definitely worth more investigation. Very nice. Enter my high score. Game concept by Colin Do. Chinny reckon. Game concept by. Right, off to another game. You see, no idea what this is. Indoor race. Looks like a Spanish game, possibly a budget game. What kind of indoor race could you have? Racing around the living room? Right, okay. Menu isn't that responsive. It's going to be car racing, isn't it? Duran in position 4 there. Right, so we're looking through this view. What are we doing? Pressing keys, nothing working. Was that a light? No. Oh, whoa, where? Okay. Right. Oh. I'm the blue car, by the way. I got caught out by the stuff. Or when you hit the side, you just jump around massively. Oh, this is every kind of terrible. Yeah. Yeah, Super Sprint clone. Very, very bad Super Sprint clone. Let's not dwell, let's move on. Right, off to another game. It loads up, and I'm not looking what I'm doing, so it's another Konami game. Twinby. Oh, a game I've heard so much about and yet never have played. Shoot 'em up, isn't it, I think? Famous shoot 'em up. The concepts from this run through to even modern games, I think. Isn't it the first one with the bell? Yeah, is that a bell? Yep. Oh, I'm dead there. You have to shoot the bells and get more bonuses. So you've got penguins and things flying towards you. It's a very primitive shoot 'em up by modern standards, but hey, there's so much here that I believe is carried through to much newer games, especially the Konami range of games. Gameplay-wise, other games you could probably play better than this, but this is kind of where a lot of the stuff you play today stems from. So, worth investigating, I think. Okay, another game at random, The Goonies by Konami. So the capture failed at there, so we're going straight into the game. So we all know the movie The Goonies. So presumably caves are going to be involved in finding things and rescuing people. Right, you can drop down without dying, that's always good. Key. Key will let me into that cage thing there. And there's a little icon at the bottom with me, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 circles. Presumably I'm rescuing my mates. But my mate isn't in there. Oh, there's a yellow man running after me. He's not my friend though. Oh, he shoots as well. Nice waterfall things coming down there. Another key up there. Presumably it's simply collect... Oh, you can punch the skulls, which is always good. Go find that key. Nice polished game again. So you don't die when you hit something, you just lose vitamins or something energy. And you go through doors. Oh, look at these pipe things you've got to avoid. I mean, it's the kind of platformer you've seen done many times before, but it seems to be done quite well. Again, use of hardware sprites, and the game's quite big. This has to be a cartridge game. This isn't a game ported to cartridge. This is a cartridge game. It has to be. But again, I think this is one worth looking at. Next game, not hanging around, 1 credit per game. The Snowman, based on the book by Raymond Briggs. It's, well, Quicksilver. This is a game that's been ported to cartridge for ease of use. Interestingly, the music isn't the music from the We're Walking in the Air. I'm not singing it. No, it's just generic Christmas music. So I'm running around carrying... There are giant poos running around on ladders. Oh, you can't fall off the ladders. Oh. Oh dear. I hope this is a budget game. Right, so I have to get a snowball. Why is there a pram up there? Am I building the snowman? Do I have to get the snowballs and build the snowman? Oh no, one wrong move on those ladders and you're dead. Oh, that's insane. That's just no. Oh, when we come to do rubbish Christmas games, I think that's one worth investigating. Sega game next, down at Z, it's Zoom 909. Like 808 state. I don't know, what, 1 player and 2 player. Right, what we got? Sega cartridge. Ooh. Well, doesn't this look familiar? Is this an arcade game? Is this an arcade game? I think it might be an arcade game. Again, these games are at random, so there's no preparation. I can't stop and check. The craft doesn't move that fast, but we've got a kind of fake 3D going on in 1985. Collect that. Shoot the baddies. I mean, I know Space Harrier came out in 1985, but this is a home system. In any case, no one in this country saw Space Harrier in 1985. And it's... Ooh! I wasn't paying attention there. Ooh, we got big green walls that come to... Oh, they're getting faster. Isn't this jolly nice 50 hertz or 60 hertz if you go 60 hertz MSX? Fun. Well, Sprite's definitely 60 hertz or 50 hertz because I'm getting artifacting on the... Oh, okay, I thought I was going to die or something there. Right, we're outside. Now we're into a kind of... Oh, I'm dead. Got overwhelmed by being outside. Well, it's not very fast moving, but... Well, you're not very fast moving, but everything else moves fast. Rather enjoying this. I mean, we've seen Sega do subsequent games like this, and there was that, Japanese Mega Drive game I reviewed that's quite similar to this as well, probably related. Someone like Larry Bundy Jr. will know and make a comment below about where this fits into the Sega timeline. All I know is this is rather good fun. Right, oh, what's going on now? Oh, right, no idea. All these controls are funny. So it's a top-down view into kind of asteroids set up. I can't control the thing. I've got 1 life left, I think. Oh, no, it's done on fuel. No. Another game I really need to investigate. That's rather splendid. And a game I haven't played before. Did I just see Fright go past there when I opened my eyes? Did the MSX get a port of Fright? Oh, it did! Copyright 1986 Sammy. Now, does that mean that Ultimate didn't port this and someone else did? Or this was an official release? I'm going to say it's an official release. I could be wrong. Right, so shoot the money. Not going to dwell on Gunfight because we all know how Gunfight plays. I just want to see how well it comes out. Specifically, is it a straight spectrum port or have they done extra things with sprites or what? Off we go. So it's a straight spectrum port by the looks of it, and you've got a little bit extra colour in there as well. And yeah, I never understood why all the town people kill you on touch. Again, this is a game I need to investigate on ChinnyVision properly one day. But, yeah, I don't need to play this through. You guys know what Gunfight is. You wander around the town, you shoot the baddies, you find your horse, which will be around here somewhere, makes you go faster and makes you able to run into the locals. It's rather lethal, as you can see there, when you're not on the horse. Never understood why Ultimate did that. Never understood. And the townsfolk just wander around. The horse is up here somewhere, isn't it? Find the horse before I change on to another game. Oh, person running around. I just don't like that. There we go. We can go faster and we're slightly more invulnerable now. Yes, it's gunfight. What more can you say? So that's 1032K or smaller ROM images on the MSX completely at random. King's Valley. Oh, it's a Konami game and it's very, very good from what I can see. Yes, there's games like Montezuma's Revenge on other platforms and very similar games, but this one appears to be done really, really well. And it's got a touch of that Bruce Lee thing with those little mummies that run around after you. It appears the MSX has a rather good port of Manic Miner. It's got everything the Spectrum version's got and a little bit more colour and no colour clash or anything like that and slightly better sound. Albatross, it's a top-down golf game, and if you enjoyed Mario Golf or even Sensible Golf, this is a rather enjoyable 8-bit arcade-style golfing game, and the bonus is it doesn't have all that waiting around that Leaderboard does. Desolator, well, the game concept certainly isn't by Colin Dooley, but the programming is, and he's done a splendid job of bringing a drop zone style game to the MSX. Indoor Race. Yeah, I can't believe it was released as a commercial game, let alone in 1987. It's terrible. Twinby. Not the best shoot 'em up on the MSX, but an early example and one where I think quite a lot of the ideas carried through the other Konami shoot 'em ups started off. So from an historical point of view, it's a game you should play at least once. The Goonies, a film that everyone's seen and knows, even if you haven't seen it for a number of years like I haven't. On the one hand, it's a very generic platform and ladders game, but it's done really, really well. You've seen this kind of game done 100 times on the MSX, all the other platforms, but that doesn't take away from how well implemented this particular game is, and it's very atmospheric as well. The Snowman, a game where you die if you fall a few feet off a ladder and you're chased around by giant poos, and this game is basically a giant poo. Zoom 909, which claims on the title screen, yep, it's an original game by Sega, an arcade game from 1982, and a reprogram for the MSX in 1985. And yeah, you can play similar games to this on other newer systems and it'd be a bit better. I really wasn't expecting a 3D, in inverted commas, shoot 'em up on the MSX, a very early example of what Sega were trying to do that culminated in games like Space Harrier. So what I take away from this experiment of playing 10 MSX games at random on the MSX1 is that, like the BBC, you need to walk a little bit away from the mainstream. If you're expecting to play your big games that you know in the UK that are basically direct speccy ports, then all you're going to get is a poor speccy port. Occasionally you might get something else like Chiller, where it's been done properly, but in the main it's going to be quick and nasty stuff. But when you start delving into the titles and games you don't know that have come from Japan or other countries, you find that actually the MSX is a very capable system with lots of very enjoyable games on it. But as soon as you're away from those specky ports and into those Konami ROM games, you're into a completely different world, a world where games are polished. You're going to want to spend time with them. They're enjoyable and they're a whole cut above many of the commercial releases for any system in the UK at the time. So get your MSX out and start exploring, because I think you're going to be quite surprised at what you can actually play. In fact, from this random sample, we found 8 games that actually are anything from pretty good to absolutely stunning, and only 2 games, both of which are Spectrum style games, that were absolutely rubbish. That's not a bad hit rate, really.